Africa, wake up. Because what I'm about to say isn't comfortable. It's a raw, it's embarrassing, and it's urgent. This week alone, our continent has been humiliated, betrayed, and ignored. Self-proclaimed king legally camping in Scottish woods.
Prophecy must be fulfilled. The reclaim of the land which belongs to our forefathers. I am the king of Kubala, and I have come to reclaim my heritage, the lost tribe and the lost land for my ancestors.
A former president sentenced to death for crimes against his own people.
Well, as many people were expecting here in the country, the military court ruling finally has sentenced Joseph Kabila to death.
Tens of thousands of Christians slaughtered in Nigeria, with the world looking away.
You can hear nothing about the fact that one country has executed more persecutions towards Christians than any other countries around the world combined, and that's Nigeria.
Billions hidden debt in Senegal.
500,000 families in Senegal have lost the welfare payments that kept them alive. The government cut the program after the IMF froze vital funding. Auditors later uncovered $7 billion in hidden debt concealed by the previous administration. Now the IMF demands austerity before releasing new money, a move critics say holds struggling Senegalese hostage.
When President Macky Sall and his government contracted this debt, the IMF said that the debt was sustainable. The IMF said that this debt was productive. The IMF said that this was a good debt. Today, we discovered that this debt was neither sustainable nor productive.
This isn't just news. This is a mirror showing us who we are becoming or we refuse to be. Let's start with the suckers. King Kubala, Kofi Ofe, the so-called King of Kubala, decided the Scottish woods near Jetburg were the perfect place to set up camp, claiming ancestral rights to land he doesn't even own. Authorities served multiple eviction notices. Did he comply? Nope. Did he respect the law? Absolutely not. Did he burn official documents and play hide and seek with the council? You bet it. Here is the historical kicker.
A self-styled African tribe who are camping in the woodlands and the Scottish borders are refusing to leave despite an eviction notice from the local council. They've been calling themselves the Kingdom of Kubala and have set up camp close to the town of Jedburgh. The deadline for them to move from the site is midday today.
The prophecy must be fulfilled. The reclaim of the land which belongs to our forefathers. I am the king of Kubala, and I have come to reclaim my heritage, the lost tribe and the lost land for my ancestors.
You're on land, though, that does not belong to you. It belongs to Scottish Borders Council. They want you out.
The land and the earth belongs to the creator of the heavens and the earth. No one belongs to the earth apart from the kingdom of Kubala. The skies, the earth is for the kingdom of Kubala, and we have come to stay.
Hello, madam. The council are saying that this cannot continue. You need to get off their land, and this is not something that is sustainable. What do you say in response to that?
We only follow the laws of the Creator who has given this land to us. It already belongs to us. It was the land of black people, Jacobites, 400 years ago, before they were deported from this land.
We have come to reclaim our heritage.
Exactly.
This is our land. No one should be able to tell us to leave this land which belongs to our forefathers. We are the true Jacobites. We are the Highlanders.
The law says, though, that you must leave.
The Creator is who we listen to. There is no man-made law which is bigger than the Creator of the heavens and the earth. His laws is our precepts and what we walk with.
So you are planning to stay here for the foreseeable future. You won't be leaving, is that right?
Our tribes are coming. The rest of the people are coming from all the four corners of the earth, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Jamaica, from Suriname, and they are coming back to their own land. This is the land of the people, not for Edomites. This is the land for black people, and they are coming back home.
Let me just speak to the lady here. You are calling yourself the handmaiden in this camp. What does that mean? What's your role, and why are you here?
I am the handmaiden, and my role is to do all the housework, most of the housework. Obviously, we all put in every area, but if the chores aren't done, if the tent isn't clean, if the camp, if everything is not where it needs to be, I am held responsible. In the kingdom, in the palace, if everything is not tidy, if everything is not where the queen wants it to be, then I am responsible for training the maids and the handmaids.
Is that something of, coercion? Are you here of your own free will?
Definitely, 100%. This is my calling. This is my purpose. This is what I was created to do. So yes.
Scotland has had its fair share of land disputes. Clans fighting over castles, nobles over estates, and none of them thought they could outturn the law while carrying a crown and a fake sense of grandeur. King Kubala basically tried to play Monopoly with the real estates and went directly to jail. Africa, let's be honest, this is embarrassing. The world is watching. People are laughing. People are cringing. Leadership is about respect, responsibility, and integrity, not turning your continent into a global joke. And while one man embarrasses us abroad, another crime finally caught up at home. Joseph Kabila, the former president of the DRC, sentenced to death. For nearly 20 years, he looted, killed, and sold his country. Billions stolen, rebels funded, villages burnt, hospitals starved, and now justice catches him, but not without politics. Isn't just Kabila.
A military court in Democratic Republic of Congo has just sentenced former President Joseph Kabila to death. Kabila was tried in absentia for treason, accused of supporting the M23 rebel group in the east of the country. Kabila is convicted of war crimes for decisions he made during military conflicts while he was in office. He is currently believed to be in the M23-controlled city of Goma. We're going to go to Alan Wakane. He's joining us from Goma in eastern DRC. Alan, just bring us up to speed with what's been happening.
Well, as many people were expecting here in the country, the military court ruling finally has sentenced Joseph Kabila to death. They are mainly insisting on the fact that it was proven by the court that Joseph Kabila is the boss or the direct responsible of the current movement here, the M23 rebels controlling this town of Goma and also Bukavu, and still continuing with different fighting in different areas, trying to capture more area. The court also is coming on the fact that many people were killed here, destruction of the public equipment, and also the control of the public building, for example. All this for them, they are saying that it has been proven that Joseph Kabila is the one coordinating Corneille Nangaa, Bertrand Bisimwa, and all other different people in this rebellion here. But
across Africa, leaders steal, crash dissent, and walk away, rich only when they are weak, or inconvenient to the courts find courage. Justice delayed is justice denied. The people of Congo have been denied for decades. Let's be real. When Kabila fell, the world cheered quietly. But justice shouldn't look like a political game. It should protect the people, not the powerful. Now let's talk about a massacre the world refused to see. For over a decade, Christians in Nigeria have been slaughtered, raped, churches burned, children butchered in their homes. In 2025 alone, 7,000 killed, 7,800 abducted. And yet the world says nothing.
If you turn on primetime news, you're probably going to hear about what's going on with Ukraine.
On Ukraine's
Ukrainian city of Dnipro.
Ukraine has come under heavy bombardment from Russia.
Or what's going on with Gaza.
But in Gaza.
Gaza.
But you're probably going to hear nothing about the fact that one country has executed more persecutions towards Christians than any other countries around the world combined, and that's Nigeria. Just this year, 7,087 Christians have been killed, beheaded in many instances this year, just for going to church. Today we're going to talk about the events that are taking place in Nigeria targeted towards Christians. And we know mainstream media is not going to be talking about this a lot with other people. You want to get more exposure to it, share with other people. Let me tell you why. Since 2009 till today, 125,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria, according to the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law. By the way, when you're looking at the surge, 7,087 just this year in the first 220 days, that's 35 a day. 7,800 abducted. They disappeared. Can't find them anymore. 19,100 churches have been destroyed. Imagine you going to church. Imagine on Sunday, you just want to take your kids to church. All you want to do is go pray, maybe, sing a little bit, worship music, listen to the pastor, the preacher, what they have to say, the priest. 19,100 churches have been destroyed. By the way, 10,000 schools have been destroyed that are teaching Christian theology to kids, certain values that they have. And in Nigeria, specific areas, they're being targeted. Now, who is doing the targeting to these Christian communities, these Catholic churches? Many of these guys that are jihadists, one of the leaders being Boko Haram since 2009, later splintering into ISIS West Africa province, the ISWAP and Ansaru, conducting mass killing, forcing conversions, and abductions. And you're seeing this in the news. I'm going to put a picture here for you to see on what's going on. This is what they look like. They're just going around targeting Christians, burning homes, seizing land, destroying harvest, sexual violence. And the way they're going about doing it is they're going at night when you're asleep, night assaults on villages, church seizures and burnings, mass kidnapping, land grab, creating no-go zones for Christian natives. And families are sitting there saying, what do I do? I just want to go to church. I can't. You saw service with everything that's going on. I mean, we get the challenge with our faith a lot of times. How strong is our faith? Is our faith as strong as this guy? They're still in church. They're still there praying. They're still singing to worship music, even though all this stuff's going on. You hear guys talking about, they kill my family. They kill my parents. They burn my house down. They burn my relative's house down. They burn my kid's house down. All I have left is the shirt I'm wearing. Here's what the fellow is talking about. I want you to watch these two clips. One of them is them still going to church on a Sunday, and one of them talking about what happened to him and his family.
My family members, they died in this house, 11, and some died in the other store. Here and up, my house is up there. That place also is burned. And the store where I pack my goods, I store my goods everywhere, has burned. They burned my clothes, they burned everything, they burned our food, all my family members, what we kept with is our food.
UN resolutions, rare. Western governments, silent. Corporate media, they cover celebrities, gossip faster than 50,000 dead Christians. Don't call this communal clashes. Don't insult us with farmer-herder disputes. When Boko Haram or Fulani militants attack, it's religiously targeted extermination. If it were the other way around, the world would scream genocide. But because it's black African, Christians silence, and you did nothing. And then there is Senegal. Hidden debt, secret loans, billion buried from the people's eyes, while ministers drove luxury cars.
$7 billion in hidden borrowing by the previous government. That is more than 1/5 of the country's GDP. This led the International Monetary Fund to freeze almost $2 billion in loans, while rating agencies downgraded the country's credit further into junk. The The new government says that it must now raise taxes and cut public spending in order to address the shortfall. But critics warn that austerity could backfire, slowing growth, sapping the very tax revenue that it seeks to raise. Nicholas Hack reports from Dakar.
Adama loved to play football, a game he will never be able to play again. Having to use a wheelchair, his only caregiver is his dying mother. Khadija Sarr has cancer. Treatment is out of reach, and so time is slipping away fast. Perhaps in a year, her 6 children will be left alone, with a fridge bare of food, filled with their belongings. Gone is the $40 welfare grant she received every 3 months from the government. And so she survives on loans, debts her children will one day inherit.
I feel blessed because despite everything, he is alive and I can spend my time with him. But the disability is hard on us. Everything we have goes to his care.
500,000 families in Senegal have lost the welfare payments that kept them alive. The government cut the program after the IMF froze vital funding. Auditors later uncovered $7 billion in hidden debt concealed by the previous administration. Now the IMF demands austerity before releasing new money, a move critics say holds struggling Senegalese hostage.
When President Macky Sall and his government contracted this debt, the IMF said that the debt was sustainable. The IMF said that this debt was productive. The IMF said that this was a good debt. Today, we discovered that this debt was neither sustainable nor productive, but worse, we have uncovered hidden debt. And so the question is, where was the IMF? Did the IMF lie to us? Did the IMF prioritize the interests of Senegal's creditors over the interests of Senegalese citizens?
Politicians promised oil and gas would bring prosperity, fueling hope for many. Instead, Senegal's debt has grown drastically, becoming one of Africa's most indebted nations. Look at Dakar's skyline, rising but half-built. It tells the story of Senegal's debt, borrowed money fueling construction, leaving soaring bills behind. Most of it is owed to local banks, not foreign lenders. Now families have to pay the price.
The market woman couldn't afford fuel. Student dropped out. Patient died in hospital without medicine. This isn't management. This is economic treason. A system where leaders act as middlemen between foreign banks and suffering citizens. They pocket the money. They leave us to pay the price. It's not accidental. It's a trap. From Accra to Nairobi, from Dhaka to Lusaka, African governments are drowning their citizens in debt while they play the international game of power and profit. Shiny buildings don't mean progress when people are starving in silence. See the pattern from Kubala to Kabila, Nigeria to Senegal. It's the same disease: entitlement, impunity, and cowardice. Leaders humiliate us abroad, loot us at home, ignore our dead, and sell our future. This isn't a series of scandals. It's a betrayal of the African dream. They tell us to tighten our belts while their children study abroad. They call genocide ethnic clashes. They call tyranny stability enough. Look to history. Robert Mugabe, Mobutu, Gaddafi all fail eventually. Corruption, cruelty, and arrogance have consequences. African people are resilient. They rise, they resist, they remember. King Kubala may have been a clown in Scotland. Kabila may have finally faced judgment. Nigeria may still be bleeding. And Senegal people still suffer. But history doesn't forget. Neither will we die. Look to history. Mugabe, Mobutu, Gaddafi all fail. Eventually, corruption, cruelty, and arrogance have consequences. African people are resilient. They rise, they resist, they remember. King Kubala may have been a clown in Scotland. Kabila may have finally faced judgment. Nigeria may still be bleeding, and Senegal people still suffer. But history doesn't forget, and neither will we. Leadership is not a crown, it's a responsibility. And those who abuse it, they earn nothing but disgrace. So, what do? We rise, we organize, we expose them, we say this loud and clear. No more secrets, no more debt in our name, no more silence. If you lied to the people, you must be held accountable. If you think Africans will stay quiet forever, you are dead wrong. We are awake now. We are connected to every coward in a suit, every so-called leader who thinks they can rob their people and escape judgment. Your day is coming. Africa is not your playground. Africa is not for sale. Africa is awake. Comment below, was King Kubala just a clown? Was Kabila sentenced justice or politics? Or is the system itself on trial? Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because this isn't just a story. This is the fight to Africa's soul, and it's far from over. See you.